I would say I think we really have to be serious about understanding anti-Blackness not just as a kind of social condition, but as a supra-precedence, right? Slavery itself isn't about this idea of just hating Black people. James Baldwin used to say, if Black people didn't exist, you'd have to invent me for this country to work, right? And I think that's the truth. So I think we have to be serious about this idea when we think about slavery, chattel slavery, but also about the Black codes and the slave codes and Jim Crow. This isn't just specific about keeping Black people down. It's about this idea of the democratization of citizenship and citizenship itself being co-terminal or coexisting with the notion of whiteness. So if you allow Black people into citizenship, you're necessarily diluting white power. And the same thing is happening if you admit this notion, as you've said, right, of transgender folks, particularly transgender white people, as being people and being legitimate and being legible and being deserving of dignity, because now you're diluting this notion of whiteness itself. So once again, this idea of whiteness and white supremacy and white superiority and whiteness being at the top of the legal and social order in society, it continues to become diluted the more people that you bring into citizenship, because these things at the founding of the country are interchangeable. And not only were they interchangeable, we're talking about whiteness as white middle-class manhood, right? So if you're broadening what means and who can be a man, my God, right? Now you've disrupted all of these kind of super logics and precedents that undergird our Constitution. So I think that we have to be clear that there are kind of three things really that kind of, that really bind our legal process in this country, going back to the Federalist Papers, even back to the Magna Carta, perhaps, right? You have your triplets of capitalism, right? Sexism or cis heteropatriarchy, and anti-Blackness. And these things are always fighting for the next way, and you quoted Derek Bell in the kind of interest convergence moment, to always kind of make sure that whiteness as property continues to exist. And if we're not clear that that is always the same enemy morphing itself over and over and over again, we start doing its work for it, right? So I think that the question isn't, do we need new coalition partners or how do we make new coalitions? No, it's keep your eye on the ball, baby. All that thing did was change its hairstyle and it's mad because we're getting a little trans too. Copy the playbook.